Hi, I'm Dr. Dyan Haspel-Johnson, and it's time for another sleep tip. So I've been talking recently about personalized hypnosis stories, and right now I want to talk to you a little bit about restless leg syndrome. Do you have restless legs? Do you know somebody who's had restless legs? If you have, I'd be really curious to know what you've tried and what's worked, what hasn't worked for you, and maybe give this a try. Let me know how this inspires you. Let me know in the comments. I'm so curious because this is something that I think troubles a lot of people. So I want to tell you a story about someone who tried my online 9 weeks to sound sleep self-hypnosis audios that are part of that package, because it's really interesting and I want to tell you why I think it worked. So this woman had restless leg syndrome. She'd had it for pretty much most of her life since she was a teenager. Her family kind of thought that maybe it was related to, having hit puberty or going to high school. And they didn't know what was going on. And I don't know about you, but if you've had restless leg syndrome, it's really uncomfortable because it's a lot of times getting into bed and the legs wanting to move and tossing and turning, thrashing around. It can be really hard if you're sleeping with a partner, and it can be disruptive. It can be uncomfortable. It's hard to get comfortable. So restless legs is a really big problem, and self-hypnosis can be really effective in working with that. So as I'm going to tell you this story, so this woman apparently had restless legs, couldn't figure out what to do about it, tried everything. She started listening to the self-hypnosis recordings, and suddenly she started sleeping better, and the restless legs went away. And what she realized, she connected the dots, was that when she was about 13, she was kind of shy, and she had this very strict teacher. And the teacher would have them give regular presentations. The teacher thought it would be a good thing to teach them how to give presentations in front of a group. And this was something that was very stressful for this girl. And she felt like she was trapped. She was a really good student, but she was very shy. And so she felt like she couldn't get out of there. She couldn't get out of the classroom. Of course, she couldn't. She had to give these presentations. And she noticed that a few nights before each presentation, she would have trouble sleeping. So I don't know about you. Do you have trouble sleeping? Have you had trouble sleeping before a big presentation, even as an adult? Maybe you have. Self-hypnosis is very effective for that. Just FYI, because you can flip a switch and change your story. Anyway, this girl then started having this restless legs, and it continued on into her adult life. And she had insomnia. She had some anxiety about going to sleep. And so she started trying this online self-hypnosis recordings, and she found that not only did she start sleeping better, but she realized that the restless legs that her legs were wanting to escape from that classroom, and that it was a holdover. And when she started sleeping better, the legs started to relax, and she felt more and more comfortable being in bed and around sleep. And so her legs started to relax. Isn't that interesting? That when you get more and more comfortable being in bed and sleeping, which is what happens when you start doing self-hypnosis, the legs also relax. Very powerful. And she wrote to me and she said that she thought it was because in the self-hypnosis, I talk a lot about waves moving, and sometimes I talk about like the inhale and the exhale, the waxing and waning of the moon, and taking one step and another, leg lifting up and going down, and that helped her legs to relax. And then all of a sudden she made the connection and she started sleeping better. Isn't that amazing? So I don't know, think about it and let me know if this connects for you. I'd be so curious. So, all right, sweet dreams.